Hey Damien, thank you for joining. So we got people coming joining now. So welcome everyone. We're just gonna be chilling. Wherever you are in the world, whenever you are in the world. Hope you are getting comfortable because we're gonna relax, we're gonna chill, and we're gonna just free flow. Allow things to unfold. We're gonna let the river flow. Damien writes, "What's up?" Jubin writes, "Thank you for your time, Master Kai." Oleg Gambino says, "Hi, look at your vids all the time, keep going." No Name writes, okay. Welcome, No Name. That's a pretty zen name you got there, No Name. You joined the right place. So this is the second video of its kind. We did one yesterday which went really well. It was really nice. We had people from all around the world just connecting, just spending time, just hanging out, just chilling out. Don't know what the time is right now, but wherever you are in the world, send you blessings and good spirit. I am the avatar known as Tao Chi Kai. Hayden Van Hoos writes, Hayden writes. Let me know if you can hear my voice clearly. Let me know of the sound levels. I don't want to talk too loud and I don't want to be too quiet. I want this experience to be nice and comfortable for you. Captain Smoked writes, "This is very chill." Jamal Royster writes, "Hey, how you doing?" I'm doing well. I'm doing fine. And I hope you are too, Jamal. Hayden, thank you for letting me know it sounds great. Carl Carnigan writes, "Your energy is absolutely amazing. You heal around the world. Thanks, Master Kai." Well, thank you, Carl. The good you see in me is recognized by the good in you. So it's 29th of August. It's 11:23 p.m. in London, UK. It's late right now for me. Normally past my bedtime, but I wanted to do these streams at this time so that it'd be more accommodating for more people around the world. So, hey, I hope everyone's getting relaxed, just chilling. Get yourself comfortable. If you've got anything you want to talk about, anything that's on your mind that you want to let go of, anything that's making you feel heavy on your shoulders, this is the place to share. Let us know how you're feeling. Joe Jordan writes, I'm so happy you're on again. I enjoyed this last night. Hey Joe, thank you for joining us again. It was so nice yesterday, wasn't it? It was very nice and chilled. The reason why I wanted to start these kind of streams was because, you know, it's very easy for us to fall down or follow the rabbit hole of YouTube. You know what you all know what I mean. You know, you start watching one video, before you know it, you're clicking on a video about a 100-year-old guy with long toenails. So it's nice just to interact with real people for once. Yeah, I want the space to be a place where we can just share our experiences. Maybe I can give you some word of advice, I don't know. Maybe I can help you in some way. Excuse me. It's Carl Connigan writes, you have helped me and my wife so much. Well, I'm glad I helped you, Carl. It's so wonderful that you have a wife. It's so beautiful to have a partner in life. One whom we can share the ups and downs, and hopefully maybe have a family. You know, I've thought about this often before. Like, we are born of him, one day we die, isn't it? That's the facts of life. But I always thought to myself, when the time for me to go, I would love to have someone who's shared my life with me to say goodbye, so that when it's time for them to go, I can let them know that I'll be waiting. So Joe, I wish you and your wife, you know, all the best, all the love in the world. Joe Jordan writes, is there a best sleeping position? Joe, the thing about the body during the daytime is that we can get very stressed, you know, physiologically and psychologically. So the body tends to retain a lot of tension throughout the day. So when it comes to nighttime, or to when you are about to go to sleep or want to go to slumber, the best thing to do is to allow your body to freely unravel. Let your body freely unwind, and that will really help you to sleep. Because if you allow your body to really settle and unwind, you should be able to sleep in any position. If you look at young children or babies, you'll see them sleeping in really weird positions because they're so relaxed. As adults, us guys, as we get older, we become very, very tight, and we don't allow ourselves to unwind. So if you can give your body time just to unwind, then you should be able to sleep in any position. But if you are at the moment finding it very uncomfortable to sleep, what I can recommend is to have a bunch of pillows. If you sleep on your side, have a pillow between your legs, have a pillow underneath your head, have a pillow that's just propping the back of your lower back, and also hold onto a pillow. So it's almost like you're surrounded by 4 pillows, and that's going to really help you to get comfortable, to settle, to feel snug. So Joe, I hope that helps to answer your question. Sleeping is such an important thing, you know, it's so important. It's during sleep when we allow bodies to unwind, but also it is during sleep where we allow our psyche to unravel, to seek conclusion. You can imagine that throughout the day, you know, all the interactions you have, all the things you experience and see, you know, we retain those in the form of memories in our mind, in the realm of imagination. So during sleep, it's very important that we allow ourselves to seek some kind of conclusion to the things that we have been experiencing throughout the day. This is why we have dreams. Some of our dreams seem very abstract, very surreal, but it's just the way the unconscious mind, it's just the way how unconscious mind observes and recollects and analyzes all the information that it has gathered during awakened state. So to sleep and to dream, it's good. And then with the body, sleeping is very important because it allows the body to completely let go, to relax. If the body can reach a state of homeostasis, where it is completely in balance and harmony and it feels safe, it is during this period, during sleep, when your body can really heal. That's when the healing can really happen. Jubin writes, last night was crazy, Master. My wife passed away in 2019 and every day I thought about just eating my 45, but you show us a better way. Thank you again. Jubin, I'm really sorry to hear about your loss, and I thank you deeply from my heart that you have shared this with us today, right now. And I thank you for living on, you know, continuing your experience with us. Thank you so much for being you. I know it can be hard, you know, each day passes, isn't it? But you also know that it gets easier each breath of the way, each step of the way. It gets easier and easier. So thank you so much for sharing. It's very sad to lose loved ones, isn't it? I'm sure many of us experienced it, especially during the past couple of years. But what really helps is if we share how we are feeling with our close ones or our loved ones. Just to share. And if you don't have anyone to share, what I tend to do in the past, or even now, or even every now and then, I will go into nature. I would take a nice long walk by myself, listen to the birds, listening to the wind, just walking through a forest, observing the foliage, the flowers, the insects, you know, just taking long walks and just not thinking really. And then if you ever feel that you have anything on your mind that you want to let go of, but you don't have to, you are too afraid to tell someone or to talk about, what you can do is find yourself a tree and hug the shit out of it. And then if you really want to, you whisper to that tree everything that you wanted to tell, to let go of. And if you do that, it feels good. It feels good to let it go. Let go of the burdens. It feels good to feel lighter. Let your shoulders feel lighter. I Chill and Will. Hey Kai. Hey. Welcome everyone. This is a live stream. This is a place where we're gonna just hang out and just chill. We're gonna talk about whatever we want to talk about, especially with things that we might want to let go of. Maybe we have some questions that we have been pondering, things that have been bothering us. Maybe this is the place where you could ask these kind of questions. And wherever you are in the world right now, I hope you are comfortable. I hope you're feeling relaxed. Thank you for joining us. I Chillin writes, much love from the USA. Love your videos, brother. Well, thank you. I'm glad that you enjoy the videos that I create. So the videos I make, it's a quite a long process sometimes because I do everything by myself. It's very impromptu most of the time. Things are rarely planned, especially when I go out into the streets and try to find people that might need some help. It's always very impromptu, very on the spot, but it's always nice just to know that I've helped someone. It's such a good feeling, just to see how their stress and the things that they've been holding on to just shed, to see them feel lighter, and that big smile that they have at the end of the massage session is it's magic. It's a good thing. I really recommend it to any of you guys out there who maybe at the moment you don't feel any optimism, or you might feel a bit down. I really recommend it. Maybe go to a charity, or maybe an old people's home, or do some kind of like helpful thing, and I promise you it will make you feel so much better. Just knowing that you are needed, just knowing that your presence is needed in this world, in this life that we all share, is such a healing, such a empowering, such a beautiful thing to know. So I recommend it. I urge it. City4 writes, I loved your channel since the first video I saw of you with the long hair. It was unique and different, and I love to watch you work on people, and rooted for your channel growth, and also saw. Thank you City4. City4 writes, I'm from Nigeria and amazed at the deep connection you have with your family, and hear your personal stories you share for your videos, and I'll be going out to help out more. Love from Africa. Well done, Vice City. Much respect. I'm very grateful, I'm very humbled that I've inspired you in some way. And likewise, I'm sure in your own way, you inspire the people around you. We all have the capacity to help, to inspire. This is something that we are all able to do. It's a wonderful thing to know that in this life that we all share, we can all be part of the magic. We can all be a part of this beautiful orchestra that we are creating this song and dancing with. I'm very grateful for how things are turning out in my life at the moment. I'm very grateful that we're no longer in lockdown, that now on the streets of London where I live and roam, people are now coming out. There's more close interactions. People are now looking directly into each other's eyes and faces as they speak. We are no longer having to cover our mouths. There's more communication now. It's so much more better. And just to let you guys know, look, this is live. So wherever you are in the world right now, I hope you are nice and relaxed, nice and chilled. This is the space just for you to calm down now, getting ready to sleep. Time's coming up to midnight now in London, UK. The date is the 29th of August. I thank everyone who's joining in just now. Joe Jordan writes, I can imagine lockdown massively affected you. Yes, it did, Joe. And likewise, I'm sure it affected everyone. It was a global thing. It was a very big thing. It kind of forced a lot of us to meditate. A lot of people had to really contemplate and really evaluate their life. I saw both good and bad things, but overall I feel that it's allowed us to really appreciate the things that we had. But I'm very glad now, and I'm sure everyone else is, that we're no longer in lockdown. Muslim Arabi writes, my greetings from Morocco. You're doing well. I hope you're the best in your life. Mashallah. Thank you, Muslim. Carl Carnigan, hey, it's nice to see you again. I recognize this name. Carl writes, what can be done to help a torn Achilles to heal faster, Master Kai? Carl, I recognize this question. I think you've left it in the comments. I'm glad that you are asking me this now, because sometimes it's very hard to reply to all the comments. And please, could you give me more information regarding this torn Achilles? How did it happen? When did it happen? How long ago did it happen? And also, how old are you now? The reason why I ask these questions is we need to know how long this injury has occurred, how long you've been suffering it. Age is very important as well to determining how effective or how well we can heal. So please, Carl, let me know, and I'll try to answer your question as best as I can. Vice64 writes, I waited for your outdoor video during lockdown and was so happy when you worked on the German guy that his lap was huge. I remember your surprise at how big the dude was. Yeah, he was like a Viking, innit? He's a big lad. But yeah, it was good. So he came from he flew over from Germany for me to help him. It was in between lockdowns, and it was good. So Carl continues with his query and says that I play basketball, Master Kai. I'm 26. It happened last year, but it's still not right, Master Kai. So this is regarding a torn Achilles. I can imagine that maybe you, as you was running, someone from behind or maybe from the side with their foot, with the sole of their foot, it must have come down onto your Achilles and ripped and torn it. Yes, Achilles is such a important part of the mechanic of the body. The whole body is important, but in terms of Achilles now, it really holds like the whole structure. My best advice, and before I continue, I have to let you know, one, you need to contact your physician, let them know, see what the kind of advice they can give you, because the advice that I'm about to give you is not medically, has no medical background. It's coming from a holistic alternative background. So this advice I give to you, please use it at your discretion. But the Achilles is, yes, it's very fragile and it's a very important part of the body. What I recommend is for you to do gentle exercise, stretches. But in the beginning, if you can, you want to massage the calf, you want to rotate the ankles, massage all the muscles along the legs, and this includes all the quads and the hams all the way up to the hips. If you can get more mobility, more movement from the whole of the limb, it's going to really help the Achilles heal. So we're talking about from the hip, from the pelvis, the hip, all the way down to the knee, to the ankle and the toes. Get the whole of that limb nice and supple. So you want to do gentle rotations, get a massage gun maybe, that might help you to massage the muscles all along the leg. What's really going to help as well, if you have access to a swimming pool, just to gently use the swimming pool to exercise that whole limb, or the whole, if you can exercise your whole body in the swimming pool is good. But you're going to have to really take it easy, because it's going to take time to heal. If you are able to, in terms of the scarring, if you can really massage it, it's going to really help the scarring to mend much more uniformly, for the scar tissue to mend more uniformly. So Carl, I really hope that information that I've just given you, or that advice I've given you, helps. And remember to take this advice as it's up to your discretion whether you follow it or not, and that I'm not a trained medical physician, and that the advice I give to you is from a holistic alternative background. Owen Thomas writes, that was a great video, he was chilled. Yes, he was, referring to the video with my friend, the German dude, the Viking. Madriv, it's good to hear from you again. Madriv writes, hello again, Master Kai. I hope you had a great day. Yes, I did, and I hope you had a great day too. Comfrey Weingarten. Hey, discovered your channel when you had less than 10,000. Your growth is incredible. The way you work on the body really inspires me to take care of myself and open up with others. Your work is magical. Thank you, Gantia. Tony Jananus writes, much love, Master Kai. Please take care and stay safe out there. Thank you, Tony. Carl Connigan writes, I don't like my team, Dr. Master Kai. I trust you. Oh, bro. Thank you. But I have to tell people this, isn't it? The advice that I give you is from a traditional roots. It's not modern science. I always have to let people know this. And if I could, man, I would love to be able to help you. I would love to be able to help everyone. A lot of times, the injuries that we incur, we just need another person to help us massage it and give us, help with our mobility. But I really hope the information I give you helps. Vice64 writes, Master Kai made me more conscious about breathing and mobility. even our stance and the way we walk. That's correct. Well, I'm glad I helped you, Vice 64. Muslim Arabi writes, as you know, sleep disc one of the biggest health problem. Can you make a video in the future about this problem and show us how to fix it? Thank you. I shall. What's gonna, if I'm able to find a client or one of my regular clients, if they're willing for me to film them, then I will make a video as such. Because for me, if I make a video about a certain ailment, I really want it to be real. I don't want to make it staged, you know. I will really want to be able to help someone that has that particular problem, so that you can see, as you watch, you can see how I'm helping. But certainly, Muslim Arabi, I'm gonna do that eventually. Carl Connigan writes, thank you for hearing and helping me, Master Kai. Much respect, Master. Subscribe writes, outside of spirituality and physical rehabilitation, what sort of work would you have liked to get into? You know, when I was a few years back, when I was a bit younger, so I'm 45 now, I'm going to be 46 next year. I just turned 45 this year in July. But when I was younger, I always described myself as a jack of all trades, you know. I had this uncanny ability to be interested in anything. And it was like that for a while. But now, in my present life, I really feel that I am a jack of all trades and a master of it. But in terms of work, oh man, I really feel like it shouldn't be work. If you love what you are doing, it's no longer work, you know. Because when we talk about work, it's to get paid, isn't it? It's to pay the bills. It's to work a certain amount of time to make a certain amount of money to pay certain things. But for me, if you love what you're doing, it's no longer work, it's play. So I just want to do anything that I really enjoy. I'm sure that eventually I might stop enjoying doing massage and move on to something else. And that's something that I've always been true to with myself. So I have Instagram, and it's called Riding the Wave of Love. And that describes literally how I've been riding my life, just always following my heart, always being honest with how I feel about myself inside, to really follow my heart. Because, you know, whatever you're doing, and you could use this in everyday life. If you're in a certain situation and you feel uncomfortable, you know, there's nothing wrong with maybe taking a step back and reevaluating whether or not you want to be there. That includes relationships and also to, you know, where you're working. If you're waking up every day and you're not wanting to go to work, you need to ask yourself honestly, is that the right job for me? I really feel that if more of us in the world was honest within ourselves, we will end up being in jobs that we really love, and we will see more people actually playing rather than working. So that's something. Gantia Wind Garden writes, Master Kai, I play lots of tennis, and with my work on the computer, I end up with a really stiff neck. For all of the sedentary geeks, do you have any advice on how to fix it or help? Yeah, Gantia, it's a very Gorthia, I can't pronounce your name, is it Gorthia? But Gorthia, it's a very common issue that you're describing here. What I can recommend, I made a video before. It was, what was it called? There's a video that I did. It was Dear Tao Chi Kai, having someone with a similar query because they had like Tyrannosaurus or T-Rex shoulders, T-Rex arms. The main thing is, if you can, is to take regular breaks, take regular breaks. And if you have tennis elbow, it's all to do with your shoulder and neck. Any problem that you have along your arms, that includes your fingers, your wrists, your elbows, and your shoulders, it's going to be because of that whole limb, and in particular that thoracic, the spine, if you sat down the whole day. But what I really recommend, if you can, is to move out of the chair often, standing up, and really allowing your arms to feel heavy, and just swinging your waist, rotating your waist and allowing your arms to swing about. Gothia, if you follow my Instagram, there's videos there that I have done that will really help. There's certain there's these exercise videos that I've produced that you can follow along if you want to. So just to remind everyone, it's Riding the Wave of Love, and it's on Instagram. I'm going to write it in the chat now, just for everyone to know. So it's Facebook and Instagram. In November, I will be starting online Qigong classes. So maybe some of you might be interested in attending that. So, and if you are, please follow me on Instagram and contact me there. I could add you to the group, and it's going to be on Zoom. It's going to be completely free, and we're going to have people all around the world taking part, and I will be leading, online streaming Qigong classes. And it's going to help all you guys out there who've had problems with your body, and it's a really good way for you to get reintroduced to your body and all the possibilities. Carl Conigan writes, happy late birthday, Master Kai. Thank you so much. My birthday was on July the 7th, but yeah, it was nice. I'm very lucky. My birthday always tends to be, so it always seems to be like a nice sunny day on my birthday, so I'm pretty lucky. With a nice barbecue with the family. I invited my parents to my barbecue. It was so beautiful. My nephew was there, had a bunch of friends that we hadn't seen each other in a long time due to lockdown. So the birthday party was really nice, just to be with good friends. Hey, Danny Pro. OFC Raven writes, how's your day been, man? Keep up the great work. Your videos are great, and it helps a lot of calmness and relaxing. Thank you, man. Yeah, bless, bro. I could tell that OF Raven, well, Raven is from UK. Everything's calm. Oh, Gotcha. Oh, that's a cool name, man. Gotcha. Where are you from, man? That's a really cool name. Craig Gaming writes, what's the best massage you've received? Oh, man. The best one that I've received. Oh, man, it's a hard one, this one. Jeez. I don't want to, upset anyone. Because I know they might be watching, they might watch this video eventually. It's a combination, So like in Vietnam or in Southeast Asia, when we have, when someone is born blind, we say that they are blessed with hands that can see. So if you ever get a chance to be massaged by someone who's blind, you will be amazed at how amazing they are, at how splendid they are. It's fascinating on how they are able to feel where the energy goes. So I'll say the best massage I had was from a blind person. I hope that answers your question. Jubin writes, Nyla. Yeah, Nyla was amazing. She is very generous with the amount of energy she puts into it. She is really good. Like, yeah, Nyla is, she's top. Like, she's very top on that list, very high up on that list. And I recommend anyone, if you're in London or in a Camden area in London, if you need a massage, contact Nyla. I can't remember her Instagram. Oh damn! But if you're interested, drop me a line, message me or something, either on my Instagram or Facebook at Riding the Wave of Love, and I'll let you know. Gautier writes, thanks, half French, half German. My name and family name is a mess for everyone. Proper respect for your work ethic and just overall chillness. You got a cool combination. Gotcha. Craig Gaming writes, I was gonna say Nyla. I watched those vids on repeat just an hour ago. Yeah, she's good. She really is good. She puts a lot of effort into what she does. That massage afterwards, I felt like I was on a different planet. I was like really speechless. You know, I felt like jelly. She was really good. I've been to some really awful ones as well. Oh man. But you know, it really depends on the person. Not everyone. Like I was saying this yesterday when someone asked me what is the best type of massage, and my answer was, you know, it doesn't really matter what type it is. It really does depend on the person that is practicing that particular art. And that could be anything. It could be, you know, cooking, it could be a musician, it could be acting, it could be a teacher. You know, like I was saying early on, like if you really love what you're doing, it will show. So in terms of massage, it's not about the different technique, it's about actually who is practicing. If someone loves what they're doing, it really shows. It really shows. And they're not doing it for the money, they're doing it because they love it. So, you know. Jubin writes, Master, I would love to drive on the wrong side of the street in London just for once. You know, I was playing, what game was I playing? I was playing Cyberpunk for ages. So when I was driving the car, it took me a while to like remind myself that I was driving on the wrong side of the road. It's so trippy, you know. I'm not sure if any of you guys have experienced that, but yeah, it happened to me. Craig Gaming wrote, what was the worst massage? Oh man. So it wasn't a massage as such. It was, they describe it as Reiki. But it was a particular person. I'm not discrediting Reiki. I'm just saying that the person that gave me that therapy session did not have a clue of what they were doing. And as they were performing their therapy on me, I really had to, you know, allow it to happen. But it was not the best experience. It was just weird. Gotcha writes, I'll head out. I hope one day we'll come across and I'll share a fantastic moment. And we share a fantastic moment. If you're in Paris, hit me up. Ride the wave of love, my guy. Yeah, gotcha. Well, was it bonsoir? And yeah, bonne nuit. Or bonsoir. Until the next time. Have a blessed day tomorrow, bro. Thank you so much for hanging out and just chilling. Splotched wrote, your videos are great. I love how you talk us through it and explain while you're massaging. Really relaxing to watch. Thank you, Splotched. Hi, Steele. Hi, Matthews. Steele Matthews. So if you just joined, welcome everyone. It's just gone past midnight. What's the time now? It's just gone past midnight, and the date has just changed over to the 30th of August 2022. Can you guys imagine that? So you've joined along in this Zen Chill with myself, the avatar known as Tao Chi Kai. I hope you are winding down from your day. I hope just for these moments that we're sharing now, that I can somehow help you to relax, for you to have a nice sleep. This place here, this space, is for us to maybe share how we're feeling. Got anything you want to talk about? Any burdens you want to share? I really hope that this space will make you feel safe to do so. But thank you so much, everyone, for joining. And wherever you are in the world, whenever you are, I send you blessings and in good spirits. So it's coming up to close to the time that I'm going to get off. I think I'll stay on for another half an hour because I've got to work tomorrow. I've got clients, I've got people coming in for me to help them to my best abilities. And it'd be nice for you to join me again next time. But let's continue with this. Steele Matthews writes, singing bowls. I wish it was late. I'm in Vancouver. It's only 4 p.m. Oh, bro. Well, that's, this is why this is recorded. So hopefully later on when you are about to go sleep, just put this on. And, I hope your future self hearing this, I hope you have a really good sleep, bro. It's so trippy, I'm talking to the present you, but talking to the future you as well. Hayden V writes, listen to, watch your videos while working from home to stay relaxed. Love your work. Well, thank you, Hayden. I hope you are having an amazing day. And if it's the evening for you, I hope you have a wonderful, relaxing evening. Reese Jones writes, sending blessings and prayers from Scotland. One of a kind channel on YouTube and one of a kind person. Keep it up, my friend. Reese, thank you, man. I recognize your username probably from like when I used to do the premieres a couple of years back. But I definitely recognize your username. But thank you, Reese. And I hope you have a good sleep, bro. I hope you wake up tomorrow with a massive smile on your face, knowing that this life, the good and the bad, it's all for you, bro. So enjoy. Jude Bean writes, it's 5 minutes past 6 in Texas. Steele Matthews writes, this kind of stuff makes me fall asleep. I've not been sleeping well. I'm sorry to hear about that, Steele Matthews. If you can, what really helps is to take a nice bath, like a warm bath, and just marinate in it. Maybe put on some relaxing music. What I tend to do if I'm feeling pretty tense in my body after a long day, I'll run a nice warm bath and I'll submerge underneath the bath and start blowing bubbles. But what I like to do also is I like to in the bath. If you go under the water with just your mouth and your nostrils above the water, you can If you like this, you can really hear and feel the vibrations going through your body. Because the sound, it bounces around the bathtub. It bounces and refracts through the water, and then it goes inside your body from the inside out. It's so healing just to in the bath. I'm not sure if any of you guys have heard of kymatics, but there is an element of kymatics. The kymatics is the phenomena that is observed with sound and molecules and particles and as such. So I'm really recommending to you to in the bath before you sleep, and that's going to really help you to relax. Craig Gaming writes, do you never get worried that people are staring at you when you do your public videos? Craig, that's a really good question, you know. Thank you for asking that. I'm sure, as you guys know, I really don't give a fudge. Like, for me, if I'm helping someone, I'm helping them because I know that they need it. So I'm always coming from love, compassion, and integrity. That's very important. You know, when I'm helping people like this, I have no fear whatsoever. I have no fear for doing what's right in the present moment. So it doesn't matter what's happening around. I was saying yesterday, I say often, that I could, if it's in the middle of a war zone, if someone needs help, I'll help. If I'm able to, I will. So I don't really care who's watching. Like, seriously. You know, even like people ask me like, oh, and you're worried like the person you're helping is dirty. You know, I had some really mean comments on the video of me helping Charlie. People leaving comments like, oh, like he smells, and just really mean comments. And to me, I don't care. I don't care if it doesn't register to me. Basically, what I'm trying to say. All I see is there's someone here that really needs help, and I'm able to help them, and I'm gonna do it. So I don't really care. You know, if you come from that perspective, if you come from honesty, self-honesty, come with really unconditional love, man, fear then just becomes a teacher. Fear does not become a master, it becomes a teacher when you come with love. Madriv writes, it's 8 p.m. in Suriname. Wow, Suriname, that's a new place on my vocabulary. Sounds like an amazing place, Madriv. Yeah, Still Matthew writes, true Epsom salt works well, and that's relating to having nice warm baths before going to sleep. I mean, it's a game changer, So early on, someone asked about, spending a long time at the desks, and stuff. For everyone in this chat room, I really recommend it. Just try it. It's very easy for us to spend like an hour or 2 hours watching YouTube. Just make some time to fill up the bath, put a timer on, let the bath fill up. I mean, man, there's nothing wrong with just soaking in the bath while you're watching YouTube. Like, hey, it's a no-brainer, You get very relaxed. Can you imagine that? Like, just chilling out in the bath and watching one of my ASMR videos. Oh my gosh. Like, you just have to make sure you don't fall asleep in the water. So I really recommend it. With nice warm bath, it's going to really help your body to relax further, so that when you sleep, you can sleep really well. And if you can sleep really well during REM sleep or deep sleep, your body can really heal. And then the following day when you wake up, you're going to feel nice and fresh. You're going to feel amazing. And you continue with that routine, you'll see a remarkable change in your life. A remarkable change. Yeah, Matthew says he's going to take a bath or maybe a shower. Yeah, bro, let's do it. It's a no-brainer. Hello from the Isle of Wight, writes Shadow Zion. Carl F writes, big sleepy vibes, man. Monday chill out in the darkness. Yeah, bro. And just to let you guys know, this is live. Oi. I'm right here. Jubin writes, wow, you have an amazing mindset, Master Kai. Steve Matthews writes, I need to buy some Epsom salt. I have these bath salts. don't work at all, yeah, it's gonna have to have a little check around. Reese Jones writes, Tao Chi, please can we have some late night advice on how to tackle the anxiety and stresses of everyday life? Yes, that's a very important question, isn't it? Like, where do I begin? How do I start to helping you to unravel, to not be anticipating of what's going to happen next? So Reese, what I recommend is that people generally who suffer from anxiety and stresses, it's almost like they're always anticipating it. It's almost like they're anticipating, oh, when am I going to feel stressed or anxious again? In the beginning, what I recommend is, as you're going through it, to really go through it. As you're going through any kind of anxiety, really observe how you're feeling. Rather trying to run away from it, run towards it. You might notice that your palms get sweaty. Just say it out loud, or in your mind say, whoa, my palms are feeling sweaty. You might notice that your heart rate starts going up. Really observe it and say out loud, or say in your mind, oh, my heart rate is going up. Maybe you want to actually listen to or observe every heartbeat. Just observe, study it. What I'm saying is, if you're going through it at the moment, just study what it is that you're going through. When you do this, it really allows you to become more present, much more present. The physiological side of anxiety and stress is regarding the body. Yes, what you're feeling is a emotional or a physiological response of how your body is at the moment, or how it has been up to that point of you registering that you are going through an anxiety attack. It's to do with breathing as well. You know, if you imagine the breath comes and goes all by itself, be acknowledging of this. So if you're having an anxiety attack, a good thing to observe as well is your breath. Ask yourself, am I breathing? Or ask yourself, am I holding on? The moment you do that, you'll realize that, whoa, I've been actually holding on to my breath, or I haven't been breathing properly. You can only start to see now that if you do not allow the breath to come and go freely into your body, it's almost like your body feels like it's suffocating. It feels like it wants to break out. It wants to break away. And these are all interpreted or registered as anxiety or as tension or stress. So a good practice also to help you to start moving towards a more mindful state of being, one that is going to be in a less likely to reach a state of anxiety or stress, is to practice to watch your breath. And it doesn't mean to control it. Just observe how the breath comes and goes freely. The more you do this, you start realizing that you need to relax, you need to let go of your shoulders. It might mean that you need to sit back. It might mean that you need to let your head go a bit more. Which you'll find that if you try to hold on to a certain image or a certain posture, your body starts getting tensed. If you do not allow your body to express itself honestly, it starts tensing up. So if you are watching and being mindful to not hold on to the breath or not controlling it, and if you do this consciously, you will stop doing it unconsciously. So if you cannot, or if your breath is not very obvious to behold at the moment, a very good way to start is to consciously hold on to the breath. Imagine a door, shut the door. Do not let the breath come or go, but you are doing this consciously. Observe how your body is reacting to you doing this consciously. Observe how your body wants to. It's almost like it starts getting very irritated. Keep on holding on until you can no longer hold on. Have it let go. Observe how your body feels when you let go and you allow the breath to come and go. Observe and study this. If you continue this process, eventually, slowly but surely, you will start understanding why it is you become anxious or become stressed. And this is the beginning of mindfulness. Mindfulness is not about controlling. Mindfulness is not really about letting go. Mindfulness is just about being aware. Just to let things be. Just be aware that everything is fine. We tend to become disconnected with our body and we become anxious or in disarray. It's because we have been subconscious or we have been unconsciously holding onto our breath. So if you practice what I've just conveyed here, you'll notice changes, and that's for certain. So Reese, I really hope that helps you in some way, and to anyone who has been listening now and also in the future. Still Matthew writes, also Epsom salt. You can see me put my glass down. Epsom salt foot baths worked really well, worked to calm myself. Yeah, that helps as well. Alex at home writes, hi TCK, I recently started my own business and I was wondering what I could do to reduce the stress and doubt that comes flowing in my mind. I appreciate you a lot. Well, Alex, I'm not sure when you joined us, but I just gave a little talk about how to practice to be mindful. So likewise, Alex, it's all about the breathing. You'll find throughout the day, if you find that you're stressed, just take your time, take some time out. Yes, so the moment you feel stressed, it's almost like the alarm bells are ringing. And you notice that you might make decisions that you might regret later. So what you do is take yourself away from the situation just for a brief moment. There's nothing wrong with you saying to your partner or your business associate or anyone, say, excuse me, I'm just gonna have to take this call. Just make some kind of excuse. And what you're going to do, find yourself a little space and ask yourself very honestly, how am I breathing at this very moment? Just be very honest, and you'll notice that you've been holding on to your breath. You'll notice that you've been rushing or panicking or stressing out because you haven't been breathing properly. So just take those nice moments to yourself to observe and just be mindful of allowing the breath to come and go. It doesn't mean to breathing in heavily and breathing out heavily. All it means really is just to watch. Just allow the breath to come and go. Just allow it to come and go. And when you do this, you'll notice that you might sigh. You might and you sighing like this is almost like letting go of pressure from inside. Because when you get stressed, it's almost like a kettle boiling, and it hasn't got any escape. So when you're mindful and you watch your breath, you will allow that pressure inside just to go, and you'll feel much better. So Alex, I hope that helps, and I hope what I've just said there helps everyone else. Steve Tuera, hey, I'm in a very hard mindset in life in general at the moment, and you helped me a lot. Thank you. Well, Steve, thank you so much for sharing how you're feeling at the moment. It takes great courage, but also it's very inspiring that you have, shared how you're feeling, how your mindset is in your life at the moment. Thank you, and I hope everything becomes well for you, and you take some of the advice that I've been talking about, how to mindfully watch your breath. Yes, that everything to do with mind, there is going to be some kind of relationship with how we have been breathing, because I'm not sure if everyone here is aware or have seen some of the videos where I speak about the character, about how when you was first born, you was born as a ball of goodness, as a little baby, as a ball of life, and you had no name. Even if your parents gave you a name, you had no understanding, no concept of concept. It only happened when you started to develop. When you start developing, the character slowly develops until one day when your parents called out a name that you turned around because you recognized, and that was the moment the character was born. So as you grew, the character started developing attributes, likes and dislikes. The character started forming experiences or memories from experiences. It started to have a history. So the character becomes the character within its own story, its own narrative. But we need to really understand that there is a difference between the character and the body that the character possesses. Yes, the body was born, the body is flesh and blood. The character is in possession of the body. It's almost akin to when we look at a computer. The computer has hardware, the CPU, the RAM, the motherboard, all this kind of things. And then we have the user interface or the software, the operating system. So as us humans, we have a software and a hardware body. So what we tend to do when we're not aware of this, we start to believe that we are the body. So that if we suffer any kind of emotional upheaval, because remember, most of this is all mind. When we talk, it's all concepts. So if we feel threatened, if the ego feels threatened in any way, what it does is it holds onto the breath, and it doesn't realize it. It does it subconsciously. It holds onto the breath. And when it does this, the body starts becoming in disease. The body becomes disorganized, the body becomes twisted. So if you feel anxious, anxiety, depression, anything you can ever imagine, one of the first fundamental things to do is to honestly take some time out, put down whatever you're doing, and ask yourself, am I breathing properly? Just behold, what I'm describing here, this method, this tangible, this practical method, it will take time. You can deprogram yourself, you can reprogram yourself, you can recreate yourself. This is why I am the avatar known as Tao Chi Kai, omnipotent home. Just take time, watch your breath, and I promise you, however bad you are feeling, however uncertain you feel, if you don't know, if you're always searching for questions, if you're always searching, if you watch your breath, eventually you start understanding why it is you are the way you are. It's a very paradoxical but enigmatic thing, this journey of just watching the breath. Because slowly but surely your psyche or your perspective of yourself starts unraveling. The layers of the onion start unpeeling. different facets of your character, of your ego start to reveal themselves until eventually your true nature will be evident, will be acknowledged, will be reaffirmed. And it's a beautiful thing. I'm only saying this because I've experienced it myself. And it's very possible. And all it starts by just watching the breath. Remember, don't control. Just observe like a newborn babe, eyes wide open, staring, looking. That's it, just to watch in wonder, watch in awe. I hope that helps, Steve. Steele Matthews writes, anxiety for me is really bad. I avoid a lot, but I do face it in some scenarios. Yeah, I know how it feels. I used to feel the same, you know. I went through all this kind of stuff as well. The avatar that you see before you now in the videos, it was not always like this. It was not always like this. You know, I've been on this planet, you know, this body has been here for 46 years now. It's experienced a lot of things. And this avatar that it is now present, that is now presenting itself to the other avatars or the characters in the world, it took time to develop. And I'm also very aware that the way that I am now might not necessarily would be how I will be in another 10 or 25 or 30 years time. So that's one of the, I mean, when people speak about being awoke, they've got the wrong end of the stick. For me, being awake, it actually becomes much more simpler. Madriv writes, yes, Suriname is a very nice country. Maybe one day you can come visit. We have fantastic food, lovely people, great places to go and relax. Well, Madriv, I really hope that one day I shall visit your wonderful sounding country, Suriname. Oh, so we have a Russian speaker here. I'm very sorry. Let me try to translate the wonders of the internet, isn't it? Well, thank you everyone for joining. It's 30 minutes past midnight, the 30th of August, 2022. This is the Zen Chill with Tao Chi Kai. So it's creating a space here for us just to relax and just to hang out before we go sleep, or if we're just relaxing now. Maybe it's the morning and you're having a nice cup of tea or coffee before you start your day. Or maybe right now you're just working at the desk, or you're revising for an exam. Or maybe you're about to go into an interview and you're traveling there on the bus right now, and you just wanted someone to remind you that everything is alright, everything's gonna be fine. Just allow your breath to come and go. Don't control it, just let it come and go. And smile as you breathe in. Safe in the knowledge that everything is completely cool, everything's completely fine. Right, we got a Russian speaker here. I want to see what he's writing, or he or she's writing. Привет. You're right, hey. Let me try to say something back in. Hello. Привет, как дела? Привет, как дела? Dila. That was my attempt of speaking Russian. Rhys Jones writes, thank you for your advice, sir. Means a great deal to me. I've DM'd you on Instagram regarding the online classes you have spoken about. Hopefully we can connect, my friend. Well, thank you. And yes, it'd be nice. It'd be nice for you to join with the online Qigong classes that I will start in November. And for the people who are just joining, if you are interested, I will be hosting online streaming Qigong, which is my family tradition, Qigong. It's going to be free. If you're interested, please contact me or inbox me on my Instagram or Facebook, and it's at Riding the Wave of Love. Riding the Wave of Love. So yeah, let me know. Alex at home writes, thank you Tao Chi, you are amazing. Niji Malo Flotty writes, how's Hackney doing? Yeah, Hackney's doing alright, bro. So Hackney's the place where I'm residing at the moment in London. Yeah, Hackney is chill. I've been here like, you know, for a long time. I'm a proper Hackney boy, as they say. The way I'm speaking now, I'm trying to be as articulate, you know, trying to be as well spoken as I can. But my normal speaking voice is pretty ghetto. If you hear me speak to my old friends from the area that I live, we speak completely different to how I speak. Still, Matthew writes, yeah, breathing helps. Steve Tuera writes, thank you TCK, really, you don't know how much of those words resonate in me. Thank you. Well, I'm glad, Steve. You know, that's we're all here. That's why we're all here to kind of help out with each other, isn't it? I said to someone once that, you know, if we didn't need anyone's help, there would only be one human on this planet. And the reason why there's so many of us is because we need each other's help. We really do. I practice my family tradition, Qigong, which is a form of internal martial arts. I hope that to keep my body supple, along with meditation to help my mind become peaceful. So there's more of a unification of my mind and body. But I'm very aware that I need help as well. You know, I can't do everything by myself. Because remember, you know, to build a bridge, we need to meet in the middle. So we need to build a bridge on either side. So it takes more than one person. We really do need each other. Way Dayon 12 writes, hello, how are you? Would you recommend meditation for anxiety? Yes, completely. Well, thank you for joining. This is something that we've been talking quite frequently during the session today. Meditation is very useful if one does it or conducts ourselves properly. I hear a lot of people talking about meditation, and even right now, Way Dayon 12 has asked about it. But you must really ask yourself, like, do you understand what meditation is? I've been invited to talks of meditation. I've read stuff about it. I've seen plenty of videos, and many people, in my opinion, they don't describe. They make it too complicated the way they describe what meditation is. But meditation, in essence, just means to be aware, just be awareness. So when we practice it, when we practice to be in meditation, all we're doing is watching. We're watching and we acknowledge that everything is happening by itself, that there is no need for any control. So in a human body, a good thing to become aware of is the breath, because it's a constant. If you want to, you can practice touching or feeling your own pulse and just becoming aware of that. The thing is, when people start being very cerebral, when people try to contemplate or think about meditation, they are no longer meditating. It's because they start thinking. See, thinking and meditation is completely different thing. Meditation is just to watch. I like to say it's watching without watching. To look without looking. To listen without listening. A good image to imagine is watching without watching is this. Imagine you are standing on top of a cliff and looking down yonder into the landscape. As far as your peripheral vision can see, you can see clear blue skies above the horizon, and below you can see the valley. Imagine now just standing there with your eyes wide open and beholding the whole landscape as one thing, not concentrating on anything, just watching the whole landscape. If you draw your attention to one detail in this landscape, you will miss the whole picture. You see? One is beholding without beholding, that is meditation. But if I start looking around and analyzing that cliff and looking at that tree and looking at that gazelle running across, or the gazelle being chased by the lion, that there is no longer meditation, that there is using mind and imagination. So I hope that helps to explain what meditation is. So with the human body, when you're meditating within your own being, to behold this landscape, in the beginning, what really helps is just to watch the breath and to allow it to come and go. If you do this, eventually you start noticing, you might start hearing or becoming aware of the sounds around you. If you keep on just listening without listening, all the sounds become one sound to the point where there is no more sound. Likewise, when we meditate, we don't try to force our eyes closed. We leave our eyes half open, half closed. There is no anticipation to look, and there's no anticipation to not look. So in the beginning, you might be able to see in front of your half open, half eyes, the floor ahead of you. But the more you just watch without watching, this thing that you can see starts disappearing, it fades out. And this is seen, or this is observed in all the senses that we have. Eventually, all the senses become one sense to the point where there is no more sense. And when that state happens, this is when some people describe as being awoke, when there is like a bright light. I like to call it the 0 point. That's what I like to call it. But what I describe, it takes practice. It really does take practice. But it's going to really help you in your everyday life. AJ Haruno writes, Master Kai, are you a martial artist? If so, what have you learnt? So AJ, I practice Qigong, my family tradition, Qigong. It's a form of internal martial art, but it's more to do with health. It's not really to fight, not for combat. But I do use a lot of the techniques that I use. A lot of the techniques that I use are derived from the practice of Qigong, of my family tradition, Qigong. You might notice some of my movements are very similar to some movements in martial arts if you do practice. I recommend, or I urge martial artists to practice massage. You could practice to spar, to hit each other and to block and whatnot. But then if you can practice massage, it really teaches you, it really shows you more things about the body. Very subtle, but very effective. I really recommend it. I feel that at the moment in the world, we need more healers. So I really, I hope that answers your question. Shadow Zion writes, Thank you, Tao Chi. I love watching your videos. I do watch them again and again. Got to go. Thanks for this live video. It's been amazing. Well, it's so good to hear from you again, Shadow Design. I remember your name from yesterday. Well, I wish you a pleasant evening, pleasant sleep, and when you wake up tomorrow, you wake up with a big smile, knowing that all of this life, all the good, all the bad, it's all for you. So enjoy and have a pleasant evening. Wadion 12 writes, thank you so much. I really appreciate your advice. Well, thank you for listening. Best thing about advice is you can either take it or not, so there's no pressure. We Machin Session writes, I have had contact with extraterrestrials the time I discovered your channel. Wow, that sounds amazing. Dane writes, I've tried meditating for years, on and off. I find no benefit from it. Any advice? Dane, I've tried. Please tell me, how long have you been practicing for? And how do you meditate? If you just joined, you probably miss what I've been saying about meditation. Steve Matthews writes, I love massage and chiropractors. Yeah, it's nice to have a combination, isn't it? If you can find someone who could massage and also do adjustments, it's amazing. And that's something that I strive to always. Okay, you've been practicing. Okay, Dana's been practicing for about 6 years. Can you describe to me how you conduct yourself during meditation, Dane? The question is, can you describe to me how you conduct yourself during meditational practice? It's a very important question regarding meditation. So guys, it's 45 minutes past midnight. It's the 30th of August 2022. You're listening to Zen Chill with Tao Chi Kai. Just providing a space for you to relax before you go sleep, or if you just want some nice, gentle, relaxing background soundtrack to your life, maybe during your study or your office work, or even while you're traveling to work or anywhere. Whoever you are, wherever you are, whenever you are, I hope you're having a great day. I hope you're having a great evening. Steele Matthews writes, what do you think about Tai Chi? Yeah, Tai Chi is amazing if you love, or if you get into it. Tai Chi is good. It can be very beneficial to one's health, to help us to be centered and calm. Dane writes, I've tried taking classes and listening to an instructor. I've done it on my own. I've done it laying down. I've done it sitting up. I've done it with my eyes closed, my eyes open. Okay. So Dane, the question was, how do you conduct yourself? The reason why I say this is, when we are practicing, the practice of meditation is not meditation. Meditation is a state of being. So we can only practice to reach a state of meditation. So the way we conduct ourselves during practice is very important. It is irrelevant whether you are sitting or standing, or if your eyes are open or closed when you are practicing to meditate. Yes, these are all actions, what you're describing here. But the way we conduct ourselves is very important. Fundamentally, the way one should conduct ourselves is thus: to behold, to just watch. And I described this early on. I said that when we use the word watch, we are looking at the sense of maybe eyes, but when we are, say for example, sitting down, we want to watch without watching. We want to listen without listening. Yes, we want to practice to let go, to not attach. So it's irrelevant if you're sitting or standing, or if your eyes are open and closed. But in the beginning, it might be, some people practice while they are just walking. Yes, it's irrelevant what action you are doing at the time. It's very important how you conduct your perspective while you are practicing meditation. Because 6 years to practice is a long time. But also, meditation is a very paradoxical thing as well. If you go into the practice, if you go with any form of anticipation before you practice, that can interrupt your practice. If you put a timer on and you're anticipating the timer going off, that will hamper your meditation as well. So what is really important is to understand how you conduct yourself while you practice. And when we say conduct, we mean how you conduct your perspective. Perspective has no body. Still, Matthew writes, there's a big Asian community here. Seeing them with their swords. Tai Chi is amazing. Yeah, Tai Chi is beautiful. There's some places in Vietnam where I'm born, or even like in China, that you'll see like the elderly, you know, in their dozens, sometimes in their hundreds, and they're just doing their Tai Chi. They are amazing. It's so inspiring, you know. When I go to Vietnam, I see elderly, like in their 90s and hundreds, you know, they're like 90 or 101, 102, 100, and they're very common. It's a common sight to see very old people back in my country. Here in the UK, when you reach 100, they give you, the Queen gives you a card because it's so rare. It's a funny thing. Vio writes, hey Brandon, hey Vio. We mentioned Sachin wrote, coming aware of awareness itself is the key for contacting beings of higher consciousness, aka extraterrestrials, then invite them, or just be yourself with the intention of contact when meditating. Yeah, Wayman, that's a very, that's a different level, what you're describing here. There's been times in the past where I've experienced what they describe as, what do you call it? They call it, is it astral projection? When you are able to move beyond your body. I've experienced that in the past, but also with my practices, I become, what they describe it is, it's like lucid dreaming. It's almost like when I go to sleep at night, I'm still awake. So that when I go into dream state, I'm still aware. So I'm aware that I'm in a dream. And then when it's time for me, when I feel like it, I'll wake up and I'm still aware that I'm awake. So essentially I haven't really slept. My physical being has slept, but my awareness is still awake. So when you describe inviting other beings, I tend to visit them in dream state, and that's what I think you are talking about. But that's a different subject. I don't really talk about that often, but yes. So Dane writes, Vio writes, how are you, sir? Well, Vio, I'm fine, thank you. And I don't want to really ask you how you are, because we're just going to go back and forth. But yeah, how are you? I'm fine, thank you. Dane writes, maybe I need a new instructor. I do use a timer. Yes, Dane, you say you've been practicing for 6 years. I feel that even the reason why I ask those questions, it's almost like I'm trying to trick you, when someone asks me how long have I been practicing meditation, I tend to tell them that I don't know. I just do. Yeah, so when you told me how long you've been meditating for, I knew that you have not yet reached the state of meditation. And then when I asked you, how do you conduct yourself during meditation, you just described to me, your physical movements. But what I was talking about was, how you are conducting your perspective. So maybe you do need to find a better guide, or a guide that best suits you. Instructor is not really a good way of it, because really no one can teach you, Dane. We are all in a state of meditation. It's just that for some reason we distract ourselves. We put on blinders. It's almost like we put on a veil. We are all born in meditation. It's just that, So what I'm saying is, you can't be taught. You can't be taught something that you already know how to do. Does that make sense? What I'm saying? You need to find a guide. Maybe some kind of teacher, but definitely a guide. Someone that can guide you to rediscovering how to meditate again. Still Matthews writes, yes, the elderly Chinese community at my elementary community center, they do it every day. And that's talking about Tai Chi. And he continues to write, they're strong too. These Chinese are about 80 to 90 easy, yeah. They're like Yoda. Yeah, there's Asian people seem to, they look really young, and then all of a sudden they become like raisins overnight. Madrid writes, lucid dreaming. I've tried doing it, but it doesn't work for me. Heard a lot of nice things about lucid dreaming, but also some scary things. Yes. It's because I've been practicing for some while now, I'm very, how to describe it? I'm very mindful, I'm very mindful. As in, like, I'm very aware of awakened state, as the state that we're all kind of experiencing at the moment, I guess, in this present moment. But I'm also aware of dreamscape. They are very different in the sense of time and space, but the thing that is common in both these states is the thing that is aware. I'm very aware that the thing that is aware, it has no body. It has no body. This awareness, this naked intrinsic awareness, that's what we describe it. It has no body. So when I'm here, I describe myself as the avatar known as Tao Chi Kai. So this form that I'm using to experience this life, this awakened state, is an avatar. Likewise, when I go into dreamscape, on the other place, I create for myself an avatar too. It's interesting. But if you if you really want to practice, I recommend it, you know. When you are able to lucid dream, it means that you become very lucid in awakened state as well. It's reflected in both places, or all places. We mention Sachin writes, in astral projection you can visit their places as in and realms, but with ordinary meditating you can achieve beautiful contact day to day. Even bystanders see and stare sometimes. Yeah. Thank you, when mentioning Sachin. And they continue to write, search for something like CE5 contact response, fear is a mind killer, choose love. Steele Matthews writes, yes they do, but great to save, they have a place to do it during winter. Yes. We Merchant continues to write, ET is pure consciousness when doing a response, a light flash reading your mind and state of being. Yeah, you have experienced things like that. So we are coming up to midnight now in London, UK, and I'm going to start saying goodbye to everyone and thanking for all the people who are watching this recording now. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that I was able to help to give you some calm in your life, give you some time to breathe, to remind you that everything is fine, to remind you that you are wonderful and you are needed, and that you are unique and there is nothing to prove. I'm here to remind you to practice self-honesty, and if you do so, you've got nothing to worry about. And I want to thank everyone that has been here today, right now, all these wonderful comments that we've been receiving. It's been wonderful. Thank you, everyone in Germany. Thank you, everyone around the world. Jonathan Harrison writes, your videos have brought me a lot of peace in these hard times. Thank you. Well, thank you, Jonathan. Thank you so much for sharing that, and for commenting as well. And I hope whatever you're going through at the moment, just know that it's gonna be okay. So we're gonna call it a night now. I send you blessings wherever you are in the world, and that you have a wonderful, wonderful day. Please, everyone, think with your hearts, not with your minds. Be honest, and if you can, go out there and help one person. It could just mean just a smile at a perfect stranger, just to let them know that everything's fine. Or maybe going up to someone and saying something nice about them. Or when you thank someone, really let them know why you're thanking them. It's gonna really help. It's every little helps. But until the next time, everyone, I'm the avatar known as Tao Chi Kai. Om Nidu Fu Om.